So in previous session, we have seen the fundamentals of Angular. So what are what is the Angular project structure, and then uh, what what are the contents of your Angular application, how your Angular project looks like. Um, there are various important settings. So though nothing you're changing at application level, but if you understand those files and if you understand the content, that will help you to understand more of Angular. And also we have seen the main.ts and index.html, and we played a little bit with main and index. We created our own custom main and index, and then we uh, replaced with our custom files. And at the end we gave a assignment, detail assignment. Yeah. And we talked about component. So in this session, we are going to see what is component. I'm going slow because uh, I know for you it's a new technology and new stuff. So take your time and observe whatever we are discussing and ask questions so that I can give better explanation and you can get better understanding. Okay. So what is component? What is component in Angular? Any any clues? Any guess? So component in Angular, the basic thing is component. So component is nothing but your page. Component is nothing but your page. So when you run this application, you are seeing this page, right? So the page is displaying my first work. Hello all, this is my first component. So basically this is called a page, and in the Angular terminology this is called a component. So what a component contains? Component contains 4 files, but forget about these 2 files. Those are CSS files. You can write CSS files that will be applicable to your HTML default, and this is test files, testing files. And here, this is the HTML file. You will have a HTML file and you will have a TS file. Technically, your component is these 2 files. So the HTML file, which will display the UI. So in order to display UI, sometimes you will get the data, you will pull the data from some API, and you will make some filters to the data, you make some changes to the data, and you will display, right? So all that business logic, it will go to your TS file. So the HTML file is mainly for display, and beyond the scenes, what that HTML is showing, the data, it will be retrieved somewhere and it will be filtered and it will be passed into your HTML from this component.ts. So basically you will write the code here. If you remember legacy ASPX pages, exactly this is same. This HTML is your ASPX page, TS is your ASPX.cs page. Okay, so how to create a component, and when you create a component, what changes it will be done. So you can create component by using a command. So how to use the command? So come here in the app folder So open the command prompt. So there is a ng generate component. So in short, this can be used as nggc. ng space g space c is same as ng generate component and component name my second. So I'm just giving my second only. Okay, when you do this, this is going to create a component in the folder src app. If you click, so this is going to create, see, it created a HTML file, it created a spec.ts, component.ts and component.css, and it updated module.ts. So this command, what it has done, it created a folder with the component name you gave, and within the folder it created my second.component.css, my second.component.html, my second.component.spec.ts file, my second.component.ts. Apart from creating these, it updated your module.ts file. So what are the updates? So first look at your second component. Okay, remove all this. So this already we know. It will create a selector, okay, and a template URL, CSS file, okay, and this is your HTML file. And in the app module.ts, it will register your file. It will register your file. Why it has to register your file and how it is registering your file? First, how it is registering your file. It is importing your class, import my second component from the path. This is the path. So if you see, this app folder is inside app and this my second is in the same level, but it has to go one level inside, right? So dot slash means it will go to this path. This is there, both these folders on same uh, level, but it is going one level deeper and it is accessing the my second component.ts. So here it's importing and after that it is declaring my second component so that wherever in your application, wherever you want, you can access this my component. If you don't do this, you cannot access this in your component. So basically this command, always using commands is the best way to uh, create the components. But you can create components manually also, we'll see that. And when this command executed, this will do all these activities. It will create the files properly in the set folder. Then it will update your app module.ts file. It will register or declare your app component. So why it will declare? Because if you declare like this, you can access this component within the module. Within the module, you can access it. We'll see how to access it later. But now I'll create a component file. I'll create a component manually. So how can I do that manually? So first I'll create the folder, new folder, and I'll say my third. Okay. So within the my third, what I'll do, I'll add a file. I'll name it as my third dot component dot ts. Okay. So then I'll create another file. my third dot component dot html file. So this is HTML file. I'll say p will come to, I'll say just third page, my third will come to third manual created component. Okay. Yeah, this is a HTML file, plain, simple. So then this is my TS. It doesn't have any contents. So let's define contents for it. So we already see at the rate component will make your component. So the time when I say at the rate, okay, it's plain, nothing is there. So when I say at the rate component, sorry, not comment, at the rate component. See that when you say at the rate component, it derived this file. So actually what you have to do, you have to do import, okay, angular core. I think it's there in the core component. Is this just look at your, okay, from angular from, okay. So then if you are not using the component, whatever you referred, that will be like faded out. So if you are using it, then it will be in the good shape. So just check for the, okay. So this is the syntax. So the selector, so it will have a selector. So you can specify whatever selector you want. My third C. Okay. So then what is the other one? Uh, template URL. So template URL will be, it's in the same, right? Or check for it's in the same. So when it's in the same, you can say my third dot component dot html. Just look whether we are giving, yeah. So that's it. The optional style sheet URL is optional, but these two are mandatory. Okay, remove this. And this should contain a class. So export is a kind of public. Okay, export class my third component. So this will derive from on init. On init. So is it on init? Yeah, it's on init or implements. Not it's not a um, C sharp implements on init. See, when you say you on init, it showed this. It added this on init, and it has to implement the on it virtual method. So you can do like this. or you can simply remove this. That's what it has done. Or else you can remove this void. Okay, and you can define the constructors. If you want, you can define the constructor. That is not mandatory. Okay, so is doing this enough? No. Yes, doing this is enough to create the component. But if you want to use it somewhere in your module, you have to come here and register this. Okay, so import. So basically, where you will use this. Okay, first remove import from so this will help you. My third component. Okay, so then it will show the class name here. It will show my third component, and in the declarations you can say my third component. Okay, so to verify your changes, just run this ng serve -o. So this is running. Okay, yeah. So any questions here? Hello. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So I created multiple components, but somewhere I have to use them. So even if I don't register this component, is it registering this component is compulsory? I'm removing the registration of the component. Okay. Then let's see and run the application. And if you see any issues, so ng serve -o. Yeah. So you can create the component. Registration is not compulsory, but why do we need to do the declare the component in the module.ts? So let's see. There is a situation. Okay. So here, this is my landing page. My first page is the landing page, right? So here I can define this router outlet also. So I can define the navigation here, and I can say navigation, and I can just user list, and within the user list, this is a list. Okay. So here I can define a hyperlink or anchor link, a router router link. equal to, so check your module.ts. So my first, right? My first is the component. So this is the component, right? My first. Okay, there is a router module. So here in the router module, I can define my routes. Okay, so if you see these routes, so here you can specify a path. So path equal to, I can give the key, my first page key, and component equal to my first component, right? So I'm trying to create keys for my components. So path, my, so this is how many components we have, second, right? So I'm not going to second, my second component. So my third page key. So component, my third component. Okay, see this app routing, every module, right now we are in the app module, right? So every module will have app module.ts and app routing module.ts. So this app routing module, it will be used to create a route. So what does it mean, route? So every time wherever I want to access my third component, I don't need to use this complete path. So here what I'll do in the routes, I can create a key. Okay. So if I use this my second page, and this component will be loaded, and this component path will be here. So wherever you want to use my second, you can use this key. Wherever you want to use my third, you can use this key. So this app, if you don't use this, if you don't define this, what you have to do, wherever you want to refer, everywhere you have to refer like this. So which is a tedious task. So now you can declare your route. You can say, okay, this is my key and this is the component. So wherever I use this, replace this with or load this component. Okay. So now in the first component, what I'll do in the router link, I say, so what is the key here? Just I'll say second page. Okay. So router link active. Router link active equal to active. So I'm just defining a menu. Okay. And say load second. Similarly, I'll do it for, so what is the key here? My third. So load third. Still I didn't register my module here, and let's see whether it will load or not when I click it. Okay. So run this application one more time, ng serve. Okay, it's building. Okay, it's successfully loading. But did it load the contents? Yeah, no, we need, no, we need to, okay. Look, so when there is an issue, so Angular will not throw exceptions. So you need to go until and unless if there is a huge exception. See, my third component is not part of the ng module, or the module has been imported into your module. Yeah, this is the issue. So what it's trying to do, it's trying to load the first component, second component, and it's trying to load the third component, and it's facing difficulty in the third component. Let's remove this and load it. Still my third component, where we are referring it. Okay, so the issue is not here. Go here, remove this third component from here. Yeah, second. Okay, still second is not working. Third, when you are clicking on third, it's giving the issue. So how to fix this? There are multiple issues, I'll say. Okay, I'll remove this. So first of all, here you have to specify the router. So you have to specify, I removed one router outlet. So basically what it is trying to do, um, outlet, if you define this, this will work. No, it will not redirect. So let's see what it's doing. So right now we are in the first component, and when I click on, see the second page, the second component loaded on the first page itself. Okay, so still you are at the first page. If you want, see you are in the first component. Hello, my first works. Okay, hello, all this is from my first component. And when you click on second, see my second works. So that means this outer outlet, wherever you kept it, there it loaded the component. In the first only, you are still in the first component because that is the home page. And when you are clicking on the link, it's loading the second component here. So just for understanding, I'm moving it in the up. So let's see. Yeah, second. Okay, just load it one more time. Yeah, now it is loading upper part. Okay, so this outer router outlet you have to use so that that will be loaded into your page. So this is the fix for my second. But what about my third? So first of all, here I'm defining my third. Okay, and it's finding difficulty. So let's see what is the issue. So it's finding difficulty when it's trying to load. Go to your F12. Okay, see, component method is not part of the ng module or the module that has been imported into your module. So what this router module is trying to do, it's trying to find the method. So when it's trying to find my second, it will go to modules and it will see the declarations. From there it will fetch. So in case of my third, it went to the app modules and the declarations, and it doesn't find the my third. And it's not reachable. So in order to fix that, you have to come here and import from my, so my third dot my component. So my third component, and come here and declare, this is important. So let's see whether this will fix the issue or not. No, still it's not fixing the issue. If you want, you can refresh, because it will come here into the declarations and it will search for the components. So now this will fix it. So if you click on second load, it loaded the second component. When you click on third, it loaded the third. And in Angular, this console is very helpful to understand the issues at runtime, because Angular will not throw exceptions. If there is something wrong, it will not at all display the component. So when you are not seeing something what you are expecting, then you should come here and you should check the console. So summary, app routing module is the one where you can refer your components, you can create a key for your components, and you can use that key throughout your module. So in order to do that, you have to register your module under declarations. So in interview question, they can ask what is the purpose of app module.ts and what is the purpose of the declarations. Okay, so uh, where you will load your landing page. So all these answers will lay here. Okay, so now the exercise is create a component by using the command. So if you are doing through command, everything will be done, especially the registration will be done by the command. But create a component by your own, as I created, like right clicking and adding a file, then do it on your own. You will see issues. Then come here in the first component and define the navigation. And this router outlet is the important one. If you don't define that, the page will not be loaded. Okay, so this is a kind of menu item, menu page for your application, and you're loading all your pages. Okay, so do this manually and you will definitely see issues and solve the issues. And the previous session and this session, they are very fundamentals of Angular. So definitely you will see a lot of issues and a lot of errors to achieve this. But if you get through these two sessions, exactly like however I did, you will learn lot of secrets in the Angular. Okay, any questions before closing the session? Okay, please go ahead and complete the assignments and let me know if you see any issues. And we'll see in the next session. Thank you.